Good morning. My life, my routine is completely changing today. So my 3-year-old is starting school, but not school, nursery attached to a school, but for all intents and purposes, uniform, school time, school holidays, all of that. It's school. He even has a little book bag. So I wanted to vlog this week of attempting to settle into this new routine, although tube strikes, couldn't have predicted that. So Dan's working from home today and is doing school drop-off this morning. So nothing is normal. But the big change is coming on Friday because I have had Fridays off with my son, with Rowan. That has been our routine for the last 3 years. And now I have Fridays to myself again. I don't particularly want to work on Fridays. If I have to, I will, but I don't know what to do with myself. It's a good problem to have, I will say that. But before we get into all of that and what I've got onto today, I want to thank this video's sponsor, Suri. This video is sponsored by Suri, my lovely, lovely toothbrush. And this is, in fact, the new and improved Suri toothbrush, the Suri 2.0. I've been using my Suri toothbrush for a good couple of years, and I was a customer of theirs before they ever reached out about working together, and they've sent me their new Suri 2.0 toothbrush to try out. My previous Suri toothbrush is still all good, alive and kicking, and my mum is now the proud owner of that one. I'm getting my whole family on the Suri train. My dad even bought one of these because he was like, oh, that looks good. If you already have a Suri toothbrush, keep it. That's the name of the game of sustainability. You don't need to upgrade. But if you have not yet got yourself a Suri toothbrush, let me tell you about some of the fancy little things about this, and some of them I am genuinely very pleased about. So the new Suri 2.0 has an improved pressure sensor to learn good brushing habits and protect your gums. The motor has also been re-engineered for an easier and better clean. And my favorite thing about this one is that it comes with some improved accessories for effortless travel and charging. There's the new battery-powered UVC cleaning travel case. This is super handy for traveling and cleaning, and it's super sleek and I love it. This is a new design, but a really exciting new travel accessory is this plant-based brush head. So this little thing allows me to travel even lighter. So actually, if I'm only going away for a night or two, this is what I've been using. If I'm going away for longer, like a big long holiday, then I will bring this one with, because then I don't need to bring the charger because I can also charge it on this. But if I'm just away for a night or two, I don't have to worry about charging, and it just clips on like that and protects the brush head, and you're traveling super light, and I absolutely love it. And it also comes with a new charging base, which I really rate. And then of course, all of the usual lovely things like the really sleek design. It's got this gorgeous aluminium body. You've got the magnetic mirror mount to keep your whole sink area nice and tidy and clean. That's the reason why I switched to Suri in the first place, because I was just getting disgusted by my own toothbrush and sink area with how dirty it all got. But that is just not the case with the Suri toothbrush. It is dentist approved and gives you over a month of battery life, so you're really not having to charge this all that often. And their plant-based toothbrush heads are recyclable for free, so they give you one of these little plastic bags, and then when you have finished 4 of your brush heads, boop, you pop them in your bag and you can send them back to Suri for them to recycle for free. I'm a big fan of Suri. After I bought my own toothbrush, I loved it so much that I bought one for my husband Dan as well, and now my parents both have Suri toothbrushes too. And I have a hefty discount for you today. You can get 20% off your Suri orders with the code HANNAHW. You are welcome. This is my husband's toothbrush, so thank you so much to Suri for sponsoring this video, and back to the vlog. We have discussed and we've negotiated, and I'm in the kitchen first because Dan has a call now, and then I basically have calls for the rest of the day, so I'm in the bedroom with the big screen, proper desk. But yeah, one of my strategies for a week like this, where I don't really know how I'm feeling. Right now, I feel very untethered. I feel like there's a million and one things that I need to do, but actually not really. It just feels that way because I haven't grasped when I'm doing each one or written down what exactly I need to get done. But that is all going to become clear, especially because I've got a catch-up call with Moog this morning. So I'll be like, what are we actually doing? Because last week with the half days, it was basically a week off for me. Like, what did I actually do last week? So this actually feels like back to school vibes of like, what the fuck am I actually doing? What do I need to be doing right now? So my strategy has been to under-schedule myself. So even though I've got my Friday open, I've not got anything scheduled on the Friday. No. Actually, I say I've under-scheduled myself. I actually have a lot of calls this week and a lot of like webinar things that I need to be on, but I've under-scheduled myself in terms of tasks that I need to do, because otherwise, when the fuck would anything get done? I did a lot of pre-filming and getting videos ready to go. So we've got this week's videos sorted and maybe next week's? I actually can't remember. What's our schedule? Again, this is where I'm at. My brain. I do feel like very frazzled back to school vibes right now, but it's fine. It's all going to become clearer as the week progresses, and then Friday is completely open to either have fun on or pick up the slack, because this week I'm working much shorter hours than I'm used to. So there we go. And then I'm going to Swiftageddon on Friday, the Taylor Swift club night, but it's the earlier one, so it's not the like club night one that's like finishing at 3 p.m. No. This one like starts at 7 p.m. and I'll be home before midnight. Dreamy. Okay, I need to do some work. I've just done a bit of video feedback for a video that's only going to go out to patrons, because basically I tried to film a my toddler decides what I wear for a week video. I got 2.5 days out of him, and they weren't even consecutive days before he lost interest. I lost interest. I'm not gonna force my child to do labor for me in a video if he's like not engaged in the activity. So I have this footage from this video, and I've asked Bethan to edit it together because it involves a lot of blurring out Rowan's face as well. But oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay, right. Moving to the desk. Ready for my first call. But as I was saying, toddler picks what I wear for a week. Video's up on Patreon. I had the footage and it's cute, but it's not a full video. It's not a full video, but I wanted to do something with it. I don't know what is going on, but this is the second time that I've been stood up for a work call whilst I've been vlogging. And I could just pretend like it didn't happen and be like, that was a really good discovery call with a potential new client, but they didn't show up. So bit of a waste of my time, but it's fine because whilst I was waiting, I was just like doing other bitty bits of work. And now I've got my catch-up call with Moog, which is hopefully gonna set me straight. So the other thing that is starting today that also feels very start of the school year, back to school vibes, is me and Moog for my business. We've started using this like 12-week year way of project planning. Now I haven't read the book, the 12-week year, whatever. I don't really feel like I need to. The premise is just setting goals within 12-week chunks. And this has been super helpful for me, especially in terms of where I was at mentally and emotionally at the beginning of the year, of feeling very devastated about not having conceived yet and being in this like fertility limbo, but also in this career transition. And so not being able to like plan super far ahead because I don't know what my life is going to be like, blah, blah, blah. Well, skip to September, still not pregnant. But the little wins thing has helped. But then also for work, this like 12-week year thing has helped as well, because I can track accomplishments, but just in a 12-week period. It's not so daunting, like not looking too far ahead. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing then. But like 12 weeks, 3 months, I can be like, okay, but at the end of those 3 months, this is what we want to do. Anyway, we are kicking off a new 12 weeks. We're not doing it perfectly, but that doesn't matter because I'm all about adaptation and flexibility, even if I do come across as someone who is very like organized and productive, but you know, in a soft way. Soft productivity, as the kids be saying these days. What kids, Hannah? I'm fine. So these are our goals for this 12-week period. And there are too many of them. And I know that. And it's fine. But what happens is as we start working, we're like, this one's the least priority, this can go. But we just pop them all on there for now. And this is a template that I actually bought. I did not create this template, but I massively simplified it. So these are our goals. We're going to create this creator wheel of life, which is this like lead magnet that I want to create that is just a downloadable PDF about figuring out how fulfilled you are, satisfied with your career you are as a creator. TCR TBR pod. This is a new podcast that I want to start doing on my Patreon, and it's all about books. I'm finally, guys, hasn't this been on my to-do list for years? Sell fucking Notion templates. Not this one, of course, no, because I did not create the bones of this one. Vlognica, here it is, and then plan a creator event. It says plan because realistically, with all of this, it's not gonna happen before Christmas. And also knowing the work that needs to go into all of these, I'm kind of expecting that this is the one that gets dropped. I think it's also because this one seems the hardest, so I'm scared of it. Even though hosting IRL events is something that I want to do, I'm just like, I don't know, I don't feel ready, I'm scared. So there we go. These are our goals, and then these are the different weeks, and then these are all of the tasks, but then you can like go into each one and see what the tasks are. This is the beginning, obviously. We're not done much yet, but things will get added as we go. So I have my call with Moog now, and we're going to sit down and we're going to be like, it's week 1, what the fuck are we doing? Normally we do these calls on a Thursday. Were we going to do another one this week? I don't think we are. Maybe? We'll find out. But we're doing it today, this week, because we couldn't do it last Thursday. But that's fine, because it's good. It's like setting us up for the week, for the 12 weeks. Let's go. Okay, meeting done. Very successful. I feel like I have grounded myself. I know what I'm doing. Back to school. I have a school timetable. I have this theory about people who loved getting their school timetable and the schedule of their classes are also the people who love calendar blocking as adults. Let me know if that correlates for you, but it does for me. So like I said, I've got a lot of calls this week, and so not a huge amount of tasks to do. The main thing is I've got just some filming to do tomorrow morning, and then also by the end of this week I'm hoping to get out the lovely designed up PDF for our TCR TBR, the common room TBR, this week. I just posted this morning on Patreon the video of the live stream that I did last night that was going through the results of the survey that we did for last year's TBR, which was so fun, looking at all the graphs and the charts and the spreadsheet together, figuring out which book was most people's favourite, least favourite. And so we've got our 2025 list that's locked in, it's ready to go. We've picked our books and we just need to now make the lovely downloadable PDF, and I'm going to make it a story graph challenge as well. And so those are very easy things to do. I also have my Patreon reading list to do this week, which I'll hopefully do today. This is like a monthly list that I create that is things that I've read, watched, or listened to, like articles, videos, podcasts, like things on the internet basically, and I post that every month and it's a good time. One of the things that I love as an extrovert whose husband is working from home today is that I get to see an adult human, someone I love, on my lunch break. And so I think we're going to go out and have some lunch together because, you know, it's very rare that we get to hang out, just the two of us, without a toddler in tow. And so I will take advantage of any opportunity that we can to do so. That was a delicious lunch and back just in time. However much I would love to go out for lunch every single day this week with Dan whilst the tube strikes are on, it's too expensive. Cannot do that, but that was nice. So what do we have now? So the thing I've got now is one of the free taster workshop things for one of the coaching schools. These guys have got like 45 minutes every day this week other than Friday. So like a different 45-minute workshop each day. And this one is how we can coach clients with a focus on their brains. Whatever that means, I'm about to find out. But then later this week, we've got how to coach clients with a focus on emotions, how to coach clients with a focus on identity, and how to coach clients with a focus on, somatic practices, the body, intuition, and the nervous system. Fascinating. Fascinating. So we've got brain, emotions, identity, and body. Cool. It'll be interesting to hear about like which
feel more intuitive to me. But yeah, we will see. And to be honest, you know, the school day is ending in like 2 hours. So I have this and then my Patreon reading list to make, and then that's work for the day. And then my plan this afternoon is to make a cake with Rowan, because that is an activity that takes up time and doesn't involve screens. But we have also got Rowan into Mario Kart recently, and we've got the Nintendo back up on the TV, so I may also play some Mario Kart with him, which is, I will say, very fun. Okay, workshop time. The timing of that call couldn't have been better, because something came up during it. I learned something during that is actually going to directly help me, hopefully, with a client call that I've got tomorrow. I love that about being like still a student of things and like learning, but also very much being in it and doing the work at the same time, because it just means that I can immediately apply the things that I've learned. But that was just a quick webinar about kind of like what we know about the brain and neuroscience, and so how we can apply what we know about it to coaching and to get better outcomes for our clients. And one of the things was about how to get people in a state of mind where they're feeling relaxed and able to make better decisions rather than being stuck in a problem and stuck in the detail and the drama of things. And so like, how do you get someone out of that and thinking bigger picture, big visions that can then help them get out of that situation and lead to better insights? And I was thinking about the client that I have tomorrow, and I was like, oh, this will hopefully really help them because of what I know about the situation that they're in. So that's really handy. I've got an hour before I need to go pick up Ro, and so let's get some work done, and then we're on school pickup. It will be his first full day today. I really hope it went well for him. He was less happy this morning than he was last week about going to school, so fingers crossed. Right, what do we need to make a cake, Ro? What do we need? Sugar. So for this cake, we use a very special kind of sugar.
I want chocolate.
The chocolate's for the cake.
I like chocolate.
I know. So the chocolate, because we're going to make a really lovely chocolate cake. This is the sugar we're going to use. It's called dark muscovado sugar. Special. Work, and so him and Rowan are now playing, and I have been left with the cake tin lining and the tidying up. But I just followed a YouTube video of how to line a round cake tin. Let's see if this worked. Oh, I think my cuts could have been longer because we've got a very deep tin. It's not quite worked, but I think we can make it work. We just flatten out all those edges. This cake is very liquidy, so my fear is that it's gonna like pour through the gaps in this part. We'll see. Ready? Oh my god, right, we need the spatula. Oh my god, this cake is so good. It's a Nigella. It's either Nigella or Delia. One of those ladies, and it's a dense chocolate loaf, I think she calls it. I first tasted this cake when my auntie made it, and I've never looked back. It is my favourite cake. Okay, looking good. There she is, pre-oven. For a bit before we touch it, because it's so moist that it will just if you try and do anything to it before it cools. Oh, good morning. I need to decompress after that school drop off before I get to work. I think he's figured out that school is the new normal. The first couple of times, easy breezy. Walk in, he just runs off from me and starts playing. Dan said yesterday was a bit tricky, and then today was
kind of horrific. Just leaving him in this teacher's arms with him like gripping onto me crying and then being like, don't worry, he'll be fine. Like, and then just walking away from that and feeling absolutely awful. Like, you're the worst person ever. But knowing, like, I know he'll be fine. Hello. That was not fun. He was very upset. I'm back in the work zone. I haven't heard anything from the school, so I'm assuming all's fine for now. So Dan's working in the bedroom this morning. The tube strike continues, and I have got some filming to do, but it's just like little bitty bits of filming. So you may have been seeing in the background of some vlogs the balcony area, and it's done, or as done as it will be this year, and so I want to film a little outro for that. I also need to film some clips for another video that I'm doing where I'm buying things consciously, meaningfully, from ads that I've been served on the old Instagram. That old chestnut, spoiler alert, look at these lovely earrings. So that's not really going to take me very long. And then when Dan is done working in there, I need to film the sponsored segment for Suri for this video that you will have already seen. Movie magic, timey-wimey, a wibbly wobbly and all that. So yeah, so this morning is just film all those little bits. My Google Drive has informed me that I'm almost out of storage. I pay for 6 terabytes of storage in Google Drive. I'm at 4, like over 4. Got less than 20% space left. And it's because I save all of this video footage. For what? I don't know, but could be useful in the future. And also all of this video footage is now 4K. And YouTube videos are getting longer. So the storage space is just... I do have a lacy hard drive, but that was configured to my old PC. And I just tried dumping some things onto it and it just will not let me do it on my Mac. So I've had to fork out another 150 quid for another lacy hard drive. I think I got one that's like 4 or 5 terabytes. And then at some point this week, I'm just gonna have to like set my laptop to just transferring. It'll just be handy to get these things like off the drive that I don't regularly need access to and onto an external hard drive. But that transferring is going to take hours and hours and hours, maybe even days. So we'll see when the hard drive arrives what the sitch is. So it'll be good to do. I used to regularly transfer footage from my Google Drive to an external hard drive, but then I just got out of the habit of it and was just like, don't worry about it, I'll just pay for more Google Drive storage. And now I'm like, this could just end in disaster. Financial disaster, I mean. Right, okay. I need to film some things. And because I vlog on the same camera that I'm filming here, so no B-roll. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, the clips for the Insta ads video have been filmed and I had to do a little bit of cheating movie magic and taking these earrings out because I was filming a bit that I needed to refilm from before, from pre-purchasing these earrings. So, you know, that's how YouTube videos work. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. But now we can pop the earrings back in because continuity. Okay, that is filmed. I need to find the SD card for the other video that I need to film. I've got 2 here, but it's not these. Look at this, because this bad boy takes micro SDs. But I've got more. I think it must be the other one over there. Outro for the balcony transformation video has been filmed. Spoilers, but that video is going out after this video. I don't make the rules, but in fact I work for myself and I'm in charge, so I do make the rules, but sometimes the rules don't make sense. Out what I'm gonna do on Friday on my day off. What do I do? I wrote a newsletter about how my routine is going to change soon and having Fridays off and stuff, and I remember I wrote a list of like things, ideas that I could do, so I'm gonna visit there first and then we'll see. So things that I used to do on my Fridays off in the video that I filmed years ago where I first tried a 4-day work week. They were like life admin, chores, medical appointments, lunch with friends, and reading. I do actually need a dentist appointment. I have been holding out booking a new dentist appointment because you get free dental care if you're pregnant. And so I've been obviously trying to get pregnant for the last year and 9 months. So I've not had a dentist appointment. And I'm like, I think I just need to bite the bullet and just pay for my dental care. And then other fun things that I've written down that past me thought I might want to do. Cinema, meal prepping for the following week. That doesn't sound super appealing to me right now. Sleeping, yeah. Moving my body, running, tennis, Pilates, swimming, and arts and crafts. The point about sleeping has reminded me of an absolutely insane thing that I just said that I would do. So I'm going to Swiftageddon on Friday night. It's the early one, starts at 7 p.m, finishes at 11. And then my manager messaged me saying that the Globe, as in like the Shakespeare Globe Theatre, have invited me to one of their midnight matinee performances. They do 3 of these every summer, and it's a show that starts at midnight at the Globe, and they're doing 12th Night. I've never seen 12th Night, and they've invited me in a +1. So I asked my friend Michelle, who I'm going to Swiftageddon with, being like, would you be up for it? Because the location where Swiftageddon is down the road, literally down the river from the Globe. And I'm like, do we extend our night, go from Swiftageddon to then going to the Globe to watch a 2.5 hour long performance of 12th Night starting at midnight? I probably should have said no, because I have tennis the next morning. I have to like be a functional mom the next day and parent. I checked in with Dan and his response was just like, you're gonna owe me. So we said yes. Am I going to deeply regret it this weekend? That is quite likely. So sleeping on Friday actually could be a good option. Just like have a really long nap before picking Rowan up from school. What am I doing? What am I doing? Why did I say yes? But there was just something in me that was just like, oh my God, what a fun night. I don't know. Like I'll be on a high after Swiftageddon. It's giving new romantics. Also, what happens in 12th Night? Is that the one that starts with the shipwreck? No, that's the Tempest. 12th Night, oh wait, is 12th Night the one that She's the Man is based on? Because if I just remember the plot of She's the Man, then I should be able to follow 12th Night. Is it the one with Viola? Yes. Okay, I'm just waiting for my jacket potato to cook. Because I've got some calls, another one of the coaching workshops today, and then the client call basically immediately after that. And then it's pickup time. And then there is a new playground near us that has been refurbed, redone. And so we're going to go and check it out after school. That's my post-school activity for today. Right, let's get ready to do some more work. Okay, I finished my last call and now it's quick fire, toilet, get stuff together and pack up and go and pick up the child. I literally have like 5 minutes, so let's go. There was a 5-minute downpour of rain just as I was picking him up. So we went home, Rowan got changed out of his uniform, and I've got the buggy now, so that's handy. And we are headed to the playground. Because also, as you can see, the rain has stopped. Emotionally brutal drop off. And in fact, I didn't film at all yesterday. This week is just a lot more emotionally taxing than I was expecting, and I'm very glad to past Hannah for lightening the workload this week and really like not putting much on the calendar and on the to-do list, because I was just a shell of a woman yesterday, just like working from the sofa, getting the bare minimum done, honestly. And I feel it again today. Just like the drop-offs just like rip my heart out. And I didn't quite realise like how stressed I was feeling and how that affected my mood for the whole day until I picked him up, and he was just like happy, telling me he had a great time, like all of this, and I could just feel like my body just relax. In exciting news, my new hard drive arrived, and I am slowly but surely transferring things across to it, but it takes so long because I first have to download the files because they're all synced to my Google Drive, so I have to download them so that they are stored locally, and then once that's happened I can then transfer them to the hard drive, which I've been running into some issues because I don't know, I've been like trying to tidy up the folders because there's some things in there that are shortcuts or that aren't like owned by me, like they've been shared with me by somebody else in Google Drive, and so it's hard to know if like when you download everything if that will like transfer to a hard drive properly. So I've been trying to tidy it up so it's all just like pure files owned by me. I don't know, haven't even begun to download the like YouTube video footage archive. So I feel like this is going to be something that takes weeks. It's just going to be like constantly running in the background whenever I'm not having to sync footage like for actual videos that I'm working on or uploading videos to YouTube. Like this is what Maggie's going to be doing in the background. What do I have on today? Yeah, so little. I did manage to book myself a dentist appointment though, but not for this Friday, for next Friday. So already doing good on the medical life admin front. But oh my goodness, I feel like after this week, I need Swiftageddon. I'm gonna go so hard at Swiftageddon. That is what my body and soul is gonna need. And then of course the midnight Shakespeare play, which I'm kind of forgetting that I said yes to that. We're just gonna deal with that when it happens. But for now, I have some video feedback to do. So I'm just gonna sit on the sofa and do that. This is such a strange week. Like obviously because of nursery starting, doing these shorter days, and then also the tube strikes with Dan's working from home. It's just like the whole routine is like everything, and everything is harder as well. Like mornings have been harder, bedtimes have been harder all week. So I am a bit ruined right now, but I know that he's fine. I know that he's fine, and I know that everything will be fine. It's just a phase, blah, blah, blah. But I feel exhausted, and I've done basically fuck all work this week. But the parenting side of things has been emotionally and physically taking a lot. I'm not crying just because I got a notification from nursery and there's some photos of the kids and there's one of Rowan looking really happy. We had to do homework for him where we just had to like do a piece of A4 where it was like all about Rowan, and we put things on it and we like stuck photos to it and like drew things. There was like his favourite colour, his favourite toy, his favourite person, his favourite insect, and they're showing them to the class today. It's just a little picture of him with his all about Rowan thing, just like pointing at a thing on it. And I'm just like imagining him being like, it's a praying mantis. Oh, clearly there was still a lot of stress in my body that is being released. This is what this is. This is the stress just being released through tears. Oh, I'm fine. This is proof that I'm fine. There's a man in the background. And he's about to boil the kettle. That's helpful.
I've got a meeting. I've got to have coffee.
I've got a meeting too and I need to film this clip before. Okay, we may not be going to the pub again for lunch, but we are still going out for lunch. Can't help ourselves. We're going to be back in the office tomorrow. Miss having another human around. We are going to kind of, I don't know, like a new Indian street food place. Gonna go
try it out, see if we like it. Let's go! Back here. Had a very yummy lunch that I did not film, and then we went and picked up some vintage parcels because I have been shopping for Rowan for like autumn, winter, warmer clothes for him. I also just booked Rowan's preschool vaccinations. Please, please, please vaccinate your children. And then we also popped into the pharmacy, but we didn't get anything. And now I've got the 4th and final coaching taster workshop week call for this week. And then I've got one more coaching school that I'm doing a taster session of in like a week and a half or something. But let's do it. Off we go. This session is the somatic one, all about the body. Right, getting myself a slice of the chocolate cake. That was a good little session. As part of it, we did some like example breathing, grounding exercises. And I think considering the emotional state that I've been in this week, very helpful indeed. I've got one last thing to do today. Oh my God. Honestly, just like, it's the most delicious cake you've ever tasted. I don't really know if you can see, but just like, look how moist that is. Phenomenal. And the dark muscovado sugar in it just gives it this like richness, but also like syrupiness. Oh, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I need to share the new TCR TBR list. It's available in the welcome pack that's got lots of other fun stuff in it that people get when they join my Patreon. So I need to update the welcome pack, put out that list, and then create a challenge on the story graph because people like using that as a way of tracking their reading too. So that's fun. I'm going to do that. I'm going to share that. And then I need to mentally wrap up everything for the week because my planners do not work tomorrow. But I already have a list, classic, of things like life admin and houseworky, errandsy bits and bobs I need to do. So cake, books, work, school pickup. No. It's live! Truly, TCR TBR is one of my favourite things that we do as a community. I love it. So now it's all live. I have read 8 out of the 13 books already. Look at me go. Right, now my brain needs to start transitioning from work mode into school pickup, parenting mode. Friday. We made it to the end of the week. This is technically my first Friday where I'm not looking after Rowan. That's not my like day off with Rowan in 3.5 years. His entire life. And I'm easing in emotionally. And also I'm not entirely sure if I will have Fridays off because we were going to put Rowan into after school club wraparound care next week so I could have some hours back to do some work, but the nursery have said just to like give it an extra week for him, so I may have to work Friday next week just because I'll be working so much less. But drop off this morning was so much better, and I don't know whether that's because the tube strike has finished and so Dan left for the office this morning, but that might not be the whole picture. There's lots of other things going on too. But this week has been a lesson to me that adapting to new routines takes longer than you expect. This week has not resembled any kind of possible new normal for us. Nothing has been normal about this week. Between nursery and the tube strikes, just no. It's probably going to take at least a month before I feel like we're in any kind of new routine. And the next thing you know, it'll be half term. I feel like a stereotypical white middle class mum this morning because I'm in my athleisure clothes, and after drop off I went and run some errands and I've just been pottering about the flat. Shortly I'll be going to Pilates. So yes, I am a stereotype. I've been on my errands and pottering about. I have been listening to an audiobook and it reminded me of one of the biggest changes in terms of this new routine for me. For me personally, forget the child, but Rowan's nursery is a lot closer to our flat than his childminders was. So for the childcare run previously, I was walking an hour a day, like there and back twice a day. Like I was walking for at least an hour a day. And that was some great audiobook listening time. It was also great kind of like commute time in terms of like transitioning from parent mode to work mode. Like
yes, it was kind of miserable in the rain and in the extreme heat, but overall I was very grateful for that time, and I really loved my walk and like getting that hour like of walking exercise in every day. That is not the case anymore, and I'm gonna miss my walking and I'm gonna miss my audiobook time, and I don't know what to do. Dan suggested that I could just extend my commute back home after drop off and just like go for a walk. But also I'm a morning person when it comes to work, and so I get my best work done in the mornings. Or am I just telling myself that? I don't know. Because the other idea that I just had today, reflecting on how mornings and stuff have gone this week, if he is okay with after school club eventually, then I could drop him off, go for a run, because I do miss running. I love running, but I just never do it anymore. Go for a run, come home, shower, start work. This would mean I would be starting work a lot later, but it also would mean that I would skip my shower in the mornings, which then would allow me to be more present with Rowan and not be like rushing in the mornings. Because my other theory about why this morning drop-off went better was because we had time. I was really present with him and playing with him a lot this morning before we left. And of course Dan wasn't there as well, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but anyway. So I don't know, just thoughts again. And I think it's just going to be a case of like experimenting over the coming weeks and months and just being like, oh, I really like it if I do drop off and go for a walk or go for a run. And even if that means I'm starting work later, that just is overall better for me. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious to hear how other people, especially if you are freelance, self-employed, so you're really flexible with your schedule, like how you do it. Or I could finish work early and try and go for like a longer walk or a run then. But because we're getting into autumn winter term, like after 4 o'clock it's gonna be dark, so that's less appealing. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go to Pilates and eat some lunch, and I do think I'm gonna have to nap because Rowan woke me up at like 6:20 this morning and he went back to sleep, but I don't feel like I went back to sleep, and so I'm definitely not gonna be able to survive Swiftageddon and then Shakespeare until 2:30 in the morning. What have I said yes to? Right, it's Swiftageddon time. I have not napped. This is my outfit. I have a jumper in my bag for the Globe later, 2 in the morning. I wore this top to the Eras tour last year. Okay, bye. 'Michelle is lighting me with her phone. We survived Swiftageddon. My voice didn't, and it's 11:20 and we are walking along South Bank to the Globe. Oh, where's my light?
I lost your
my
phone.
light.
There we go.
And we are going to watch a midnight performance of 12th
What's
Night.
a more appropriate time than Shakespeare at midnight?
What
After
are
a
we
few
doing?
drinks. On
There-
my part, Hannah is sober.
I am sober. There was a moment after All Too Well, the 10-minute version, where I was like, I'm gonna crash. And we sat down and boogied for a bit, and now I'm
She
fine.
got a second wind.
Yeah, second wind.
That's what the experts call it.
Yeah. Oh God, when was the last time I was walking along South Bank in the middle of the
It's
night?
Reinvigorating your youth.
11:30 p.m. Let's go.
We're gonna make it
watch.
to midnight.
We're gonna make it to 2:30 in the morning. This play is 2.5
Wait,
hours
is that how
long.
long it is? She did not tell me that.
Well, Michelle is yes
Not
person.
sober.
Well,
Yes person.
I told Michelle, oh, it's just down the road. She didn't even realise that the Globe was in London. She said yes, thinking that I was going to put her on a train to Stratford.
And I didn't ask how long it was.
No follow-up
yes
questions.
person.
No follow-up questions.
I just have a trampolining class at 10:30, so I need to make that.
And I've got tennis at 10:30 tomorrow morning.
Good luck!
We did it!
We made it!
And that was
We're awake.
that was so good. We are awake and we're both Ubering
Exhausted.
home. Yes, exhausted and Ubering home. It's 3:30 in the morning and me and my very croaky voice would like to remind you that you can get 20% off your Suri orders with the code HannahW. How great is that? I'm about to go brush my teeth. What an evening. What a week. Hopefully at some point this weekend I get a chance to recover so that I am then ready for another school/work week. But thank you for watching along on this sort of but not really adapting to a whole new routine and then the chaos that was tonight and the end of this vlog. I have a really strong urge now to watch She's the Man, which is based off 12th Night. Right, I really need to get ready for bed to brush my teeth and so